Who is there?
Pixies, it's me, your sister.
Come in. Amobala. What is the matter?
Pixies!
What happened? What happened? What's the matter? Talk to me now. What is the matter?
Pixies!
Tell me, what is wrong?
It's Kenny!
Kenny?
It's Kenny!
What happened to Kenny? Where is he? What happened to him?
Kenny is cheating on me.
Cheating on you?
My husband is cheating on me.
Wait. Just calm down, okay? Omobola, you need to calm down at this juncture. See, Kenny cheating on you. How did you know this?
Okay, I didn't catch them red-handed, but I saw his chats. A lady was telling him, I love you. A lady was calling him baby, sweetheart. Auntie, I couldn't hold it.
See,
I can't believe Kenny did
it's okay. Omobola, see, let me tell you the truth. You don't have to take your husband's phone. Yes! Why will you go through your husband's phone? Do you want to kill yourself? You want to give yourself heart attack?
But Mrs., we're talking about my husband.
Don't worry, just cut it off.
We're married.
Cut it off.
So why can't I go through his phone?
You can't. If you want to live long, you cannot. My dear, please, just calm down. Listen to me. Just listen. You don't have to go through your husband's phone.
Really?
You don't have to.
Really?
If you go through your husband's phone, you can get heart attack.
Oh God.
So just leave him alone, let him be.
But big sis, he has access to my body. So why can't we have access to each other's phone?
You don't have to go through his phone. I repeat, you don't have to.
But is it a crime for spouses to go through each other's phone? Is it a crime?
Good day, everybody. I believe you had a wonderful week. Now, I know you've seen the video, and like we normally start our conversation, we start with the general backgrounds about marriage that you need to know. So the first one, which I normally say, is that when we get married, we say I do. I do is not just a one-time statement. It's a statement you say once, but you must work out all through your life. I do to marry you, but I'll do in situations to make us have an agreement. The do there is to make us have an agreement on the issues we confront in life, and so that we can work together.
Okay. And when we are resolving issues, it has backgrounds. Issues have backgrounds. Some might be an accumulation of things over time that will just flare up on one little issue. So we need to know the background of the issue before we resolve the issue. We need to address the issue from the root and not just cut it by the head or cut the stem out for that particular issue.
Then you must also understand that people have reasons why they do this, and you must understand and respect it. I always like saying that when I mention that topic to people, there is a reason why it's doing that. You need to understand it. Now, you may not agree with it, but you need to understand it. Understanding it makes you, gives you the power to correct and to move that person forward. Not accepting that person as a reason for doing what he's doing makes you look like you just want to push your idea on the other person alone without not getting why the person is doing what he do. In the case here, we're talking about Mobola and the mom. So there is a reason why Mobola did what she did. So you need to understand why Mobola is doing what she did, and then be able to move Mobola forward after understanding and accepting this is what she did. You may not agree with it, but accept it and say it may be wrong, but I can now use that to move Mobola forward.
Okay, then we need to protect our power of agreement.
Yeah.
Let's talk about issues. Let's talk about our differences. Let's talk about what we are going through. Let's talk about our perspective on issues. When we now talk about it, we can now reach a common ground of this is how we want to move forward. But in agreeing, there will be compromises.
Yeah.
One person might have to compromise now, the other spouse might have to compromise another time. So we can't always have our way in marriage, or else only one person is actually taking or doing everything or doing the thinking for both of them. So, and if you don't allow your spouse to think and contribute, it will affect you later in marriage, because you will not see somebody that will be able to offer good advice that will help stabilize the home as you grow.
Then the fifth thing is don't win the battle, don't be the battle and lose the war. Marriage, a lot of battles to fight. Don't win one battle and lose the major war. There are several things that's going to come up on the road. You need to want to make your major win they are fighting for is your marriage, not a small battle here about a message on the phone on this one alone. I'm not saying it's not important, but I said alone. Put the larger perspective and make sure the war is more important to you than the battle, and fight it from that point of view so that you can win the major war at the end of the day.
Okay, then the last thing we want to talk about now before we go into the issues at hand is foundations. You've always knew your husband to be like that. He has not changed over time. It's you that will change the way you respond to it, or you might change by actually talking about it. But if he's not ready to talk about it, you keep hoping and seeking help in order for you to be able to respond well. Don't seek to want to change the other party. So understand your foundation, understand your pattern, understand the patterns that got you to where you are. And once you can understand that, you'll be able to address it better and be able to even see from this particular issue we are addressing why the mother, Mobola's mother, has that standpoint and is advising her in that regard.
Okay, so that said, let's go to the story. So, Mobola did not catch the husband cheating, just feel she cheats because he saw a particular so-called incriminating message on the husband's phone. He didn't hear the husband's response. The mother is telling her, don't start to look into your husband's phone. You will find what you are looking for is not right. And she's asking, should I not check my husband's phone? We are married. Now, the first and major thing you need to understand is the fact this. Is it wrong for you to check your husband's phone? No. There's nothing wrong with it. But I've always said there are some professions and some people that for some reasons of protecting you or protecting people, they do not open their phones to everybody. And some things there are kept, maybe are left as official. For example, if you are a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant, a psychologist, there are information sometimes you have about your clients that is not actually the business of your wife or people around you. So sometimes you get some information that you don't know where those informations are coming from. So first, the major thing that you need to understand, the wife needs to understand it as a person. Is it important? Is it wrong for you to check? No, but you must understand the perspective, the person we are talking about. It could be several things put together, and that's one of the things that are more important in marriage that you need to know. What kind of person is your husband? Why some information there could be from anything, from anybody, from them.
Okay, in line with that, the information you saw was not conclusive, so you don't even know where the information started from. So it's very wrong, as your mother said, for you to jump into conclusion. Fine. Then your jumping into conclusion might be like, maybe you have seen him do it in the past, but that he did it in the past and he has said he will not do it again. Believe him. For your own sanity, just fine, you might not be able to change it, but you need to change the way you respond to the issue so that it will help you and you'll be in a better light to actually address the issue at hand and not fight and not be able to resolve that.
So if you think that you need to say that, maybe if I've skipped a little bit on that, but one thing I've said that if you're looking for something, you find it. You find what you're looking for at the end of the day. If you keep looking for something, you will find, you might just say, I love you. Several people can send a message of I love you to you. You can be fine there, or somebody can be reporting another person said I love you. You will find what you're looking for at the end of the day. If that's what you're looking for, you just want to say I love you there, somebody will put it there one day and you'll find it there. Now, the second one is, another thing there is that you need to understand the person you are married to. That's what I've talked about. Understand the person you are married to, the person's profession, the person's age, understand the person you are married to. Another thing there is this: have a conversation with the person. Don't just have ideas in your head without not asking the person, why did you do this? Why is this person sending this kind of message to you? Have the conversation. Don't just reach a conclusion alone because of what you saw. You may not be right.
Okay. Then, if it's as a result of insecurity and trust, deal with it.
Deal with it.
Address it. If it's on your path, look for somebody that can help you to deal with it. Free yourself. If it's a pattern with your husband, your being agitated will not resolve the issue.
Yeah.
It's by just being awful or going for counseling or seeking for help that will be. But you need to be calm enough to address issues. You don't want to actually lose this battle and then, as in win this battle and at the end of the day lose your marriage as a whole. As you have said, you do. Look at ways you can use to resolve this particular issue. Look for an avenue that you can talk about it. You need to, first of all, if your husband is the kind of person that is sensitive to people checking his phone and he feels, why do you check my phone without even my knowledge? Why didn't you, apologize and be like, sorry, I saw this message in error, please, it's affecting me. I feel that during this conversation, I stand to be corrected. Help me out. So you appeal and not just go with the mind of I want to fight.
I always tell couples this, people in relationships this. Learn to express the way you feel, not your frustration.
Yeah.
So you saw it. Learn to be able to tell your husband, or the wife tell, or the husband tell the wife, I'm sorry, I saw this. I'm feeling jealous. I feel you should be able to express how you feel to your spouse, and let your spouse be able to explain how the relation is. Like she said, my wife said, if it's an issue of insecurity, you must deal with that insecurity first. Because no matter how you say it, it will not come out well. It will come out the way you feel, and you feel insecure, you feel trust, it will not come out well. So the last one is get somebody that you can talk to. And in this case, the mother was talking to her, she was asking a question, but like somebody you respect that can tell you the truth. Because most of the time when you say what you want to say, you may be shocked that at the end of the day, you are still wrong because your perspective about the whole issue was not right.
Then from your mother's standpoint, she's talking out of several experiences over the years. Some people talk out of experience, and from people from experience, they don't talk.
Yeah.
So there are some people that see text like that and from experience they don't talk again. And there are some people that when they're advising you from their own experience, they realize that somebody has told me about this and discovered that it was not true. Somebody has told me about this, discovered that it was true, but the way the issue was handled actually aggravated the issue. So listening to your mom and look for a better way of actually approaching or discussing with your husband so that you can resolve it.
It's even very important in this situation because we are not even sure if it is right or if it is wrong. So that's the case. You see, if it was a case where it was right, you actually caught him red-handed. You didn't catch him red-handed. You just feel because of what I saw. You don't know what the implication of that statement was. So if you don't know the implication, why don't you find out the implication of the statement first before you jump into conclusions? If you read that conclusions and the husband gets to hear about it, you just feel you don't trust me. You just feel, why are you checking my phone? You just feel they must have something else we're looking for, and that just escalates the situation as a whole. So it's important for you to be sure before you make accusations.
Okay. Then as I said, seek for help. Go for further counseling. Go for somebody that can, you put somebody you respect that you can talk to, someone that can help you talk to you if you can't discuss the issue amicably between the two of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening.